it gets worse. Your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro. As I've always said, it's hard to make money, but it's even harder to keep it. Floyd Mayweather fought another exhibition against Gotti last Saturday. A real shit show that left the crowd booing in the arena.
It seems like we can never get enough of Oscar De La Hoya's Clapback Thursday moments. Even though this latest installment dropped on a Friday instead of its usual day, it still delivered the drama and unpredictability fans have come to expect. This time around felt especially intense, as he focused his attention on two of his most well-known rivals in the boxing world.
Canelo, do not fight Floyd because you're too young. You have no experience.
Right.
Well,
but he's a much bigger.
When people bring up Oscar De La Hoya, the first names that usually come to mind as his biggest rivals are Canelo Alvarez and Floyd Mayweather. In Canelo's case, the tension wasn't something new. It seemed like an extension of the disagreement he recently had with Turki Alashik. That earlier dispute centered on Canelo's reluctance to face Terence Crawford, and from Canelo's perspective, if that fight ever happens, it would be on his terms. He made it clear that he expects to be the one in control, calling the shots rather than following someone else's plan.
Amen. My man Turki Alashik is making sure that real boxing is on its way back, and he's standing on making the best fights happen.
When it comes to Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya didn't hold back either. Mayweather's recent exhibition rematch with John Gotti III already gave fans plenty to discuss on its own. But if there's one thing you can count on, it's that Oscar will always add more fuel to the fire. And that's exactly what happened again. Mayweather has built a reputation not just for his defensive brilliance in the ring, but also for knowing how to stir attention outside of it. Once again, he proved that point. He stepped into the ring for an exhibition bout against John Gotti III, and within days, the headlines had shifted from the fight itself to the legal trouble that followed. For Mayweather, the spotlight rarely fades. Whether it's calculated punches under the lights or controversy that unfolds afterward, he seems to command both arenas just as effectively.
And then, you know, he was, the time when he was making the, I think it was a Showtime contract.
At 47, Floyd Mayweather continues to draw major attention, though not all of it is positive. His recent appearance in the rematch against John Gotti III sparked mixed reactions, with some fans expressing concern and even former rival Oscar De La Hoya weighing in with comments. Mayweather entered the bout in an aggressive mood, pressing forward and letting his hands go early. While the event triggered nostalgia among longtime boxing followers, the actual contest failed to live up to expectations. Many viewers felt it lacked competitiveness and quickly became one-sided. What truly caught people off guard, however, was the tension in the second round. Mayweather became visibly frustrated and engaged in a heated exchange with the referee, momentarily threatening to derail the fight entirely. That unexpected confrontation ended up being more dramatic than the action itself, adding a layer of chaos to an otherwise underwhelming exhibition.
Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head.
During the bout, a punch landed on the back of his opponent's head, prompting the referee to step in with a warning. That moment quickly turned into a bigger controversy. Later, Oscar De La Hoya, 51, took to social media to share his thoughts, claiming that the referee was replaced after cautioning Mayweather. He opened his segment with his usual show-style introduction, building anticipation for his audience. It's that time again, the most entertaining segment in boxing where we mix facts with a little fun. Welcome back to Clapback Thursday, except this week it's arriving on a Saturday. I'm on vacation, so the schedule runs on my clock. Even though boxing headlines have been pretty dull lately, there are still a few things worth talking about. From there, he shifted focus to Floyd Mayweather's recent exhibition match against John Gotti III. According to De La Hoya, the event didn't go smoothly and ended with fans in the arena expressing their frustration. He pointed out that midway through the second round, Mayweather appeared unhappy after being warned about punches landing behind the head. De La Hoya claimed that shortly after the warning, the referee was swapped out, suggesting that Mayweather was dissatisfied with how the fight was being handled. He described the entire situation as chaotic and awkward, saying the incident reflected poorly on the event overall.
You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews.
The former champion, now promoter, went on to address his longtime rival in a more measured tone. While he didn't hold back criticism, he also acknowledged the accomplishments that made his opponent a legend in the sport. He explained that he has publicly defended him many times, even in recent media appearances. However, he suggested that there comes a point when enough is enough. Speaking directly, he essentially said, "You're 50 years old. You've already secured your place in boxing history. I've backed you in multiple interviews, even just last week on Shannon Sharp's podcast, but these exhibition bouts are starting to hurt your image. At some stage, you've got to think about how you want to be remembered." The California native didn't stop there. He also brought up the recent legal issue involving an alleged unpaid jewelry bill reportedly nearing $4 million. Using that as an example, he implied that outside-the-ring controversies only add to the negative perception. He wrapped up his comments by urging the retired superstar to prioritize his legacy over short-term gains, noting that fans would rather celebrate his historic achievements than watch his reputation take unnecessary hits late in his career.
Embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard, I know life is expensive, but come on, dude, put your legacy.
He then brought up the legal dispute involving Floyd and his jeweler, suggesting the situation has taken another negative turn. According to him, a lawsuit was filed in Miami over unpaid jewelry, and there's growing talk that the issue could force Floyd to liquidate certain assets. Rather than sounding angry, he seemed more disappointed by the headlines. He reiterated a point he's made before. Building wealth is one challenge, but maintaining it is often even tougher. Still, he made it clear that he's not rooting against him. He expressed hope that Floyd can steady the ship and turn things around before further damage is done to his reputation. After that, he shifted gears and spoke about the broader state of exhibition boxing. This time, his tone became sharper and more sarcastic. He said he's glad to see that public enthusiasm for these crossover events appears to be fading. In his view, fans are no longer as excited about influencer-style matchups as they once were. He joked that watching random online personalities square off doesn't offer much more excitement than stumbling across two animals locking horns in a park. Except at least that wouldn't cost anyone money. Overall, his message was clear. The novelty of spectacle-driven fights may be wearing thin, and audiences seem ready to move back toward more meaningful competition.
Popularity has finally played out. Nobody wants to see these random YouTubers fight each other anymore. I would rather walk outside my house and watch two bums fight in the park.
After voicing his concerns and offering guidance to Ryan Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya shifted his focus to another former star client, Canelo Alvarez. He criticized Alvarez for passing on a potential mega fight with Terence Crawford and for choosing not to collaborate with Saudi boxing power broker Turki Al-Sheikh on his high-profile boxing initiatives. De La Hoya praised Al-Sheikh's growing influence in the sport, arguing that his financial backing and push for elite matchups are helping revive high-level competition. According to him, the Saudi advisor's insistence on top fighters facing one another is reshaping the landscape. He suggested that this pressure to consistently take on the toughest available opponents may be a sticking point for Alvarez. De La Hoya implied that not everyone is comfortable with that expectation. Closing his remarks with a pointed tease, he addressed Alvarez directly and hinted at a controversial figure from the past, promising to revisit the subject in an upcoming segment of his series the following week.
Which brings me to Canelo. I have two words for you. Archie Solis, remember him?
Oscar De La Hoya said he plans to reveal further details about Canelo Alvarez in the week ahead, keeping the tension between the two alive. Meanwhile, Alvarez is preparing for his upcoming bout against Edgar Berlanga, scheduled for September 14th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. With a major fight night on the horizon, attention is also turning to how strong the overall card will be and how fans will respond. In a separate development, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is dealing with legal trouble. The undefeated former champion has been named in a lawsuit alleging fraud and theft tied to unpaid luxury jewelry purchases. The complaint, filed by Miami-based jeweler Leonard Snov, claims that several high-value pieces supplied in mid-2021 were never paid for. Rapper Tyga is also reportedly listed in the suit, adding another high-profile name to the case as it unfolds.
Great experience for us. It was, it put us on the map, obviously.
Miami jeweler Leonard Snov owner of Lenzo & Company, filed a lawsuit in federal court in Miami on August 23rd. The complaint was brought under the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO, and outlined several allegations, including fraud, civil conspiracy, breach of contract, and civil theft. According to the filing, Snow claims he supplied multiple high-end luxury timepieces and jewelry pieces, but did not receive full payment. The items listed in the complaint reportedly include watches from Audemars Piguet, Richard Mille, and Patek Philippe, and a rose gold Rolex Date-8 model. The transaction is also said to have involved a diamond ring and a necklace. Snow alleges that payment for the merchandise remains incomplete. The lawsuit further names rapper Tyga, born Michael Ray Stevenson, claiming he likewise failed to settle an outstanding balance related to jewelry purchases. The case is ongoing, and no final judgment has been reached.
And of course, the company is obvious.
According to a report by the Miami New Times, the lawsuit alleges that Floyd Mayweather Jr., 47, and his company, the Money Team, engaged in deceptive and unfair business practices related to high-value jewelry purchases. The complaint accuses them of taking possession of the items without completing the agreed payments. The jeweler, Leonard Snow, claims he received only about $267,000 in 2 initial payments before Mayweather reportedly left Miami. He further alleges that additional items were acquired afterward, but despite repeated efforts to resolve the matter through representatives and discussions, the remaining balance was never settled. According to the filing, the outstanding amount tied to Mayweather's purchases is approximately $3 million, potentially approaching $4 million when other claims are included. This is not the first time in recent months that the former multi-division world champion has faced litigation involving multi-million-dollar allegations. The case remains ongoing, and the claims have not been proven in court.
You guys will come closer and check this out. So let me come to you guys a breakdown. Well, in the industry, you see a lot of people with this kind of watch, this kind of watch, and this kind of watch.
In a separate legal matter, Eduardo Martinez filed a lawsuit in January alleging that members of Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s security team assaulted him 2 years earlier at a Yard House location in Los Angeles. According to the complaint, Martinez claims he was attempting to record video of Mayweather when the boxer noticed him. The suit alleges that Mayweather instructed his security personnel to intervene, after which a physical confrontation allegedly took place. Martinez contends that during the incident, security staff attempted to seize his phone, leading to injuries. The filing also asserts that the restaurant did not step in to stop the altercation. Martinez is seeking $3 million in damages, citing physical harm as well as emotional distress, humiliation, and mental anguish. The allegations outlined in the lawsuit have not been proven in court, and the case remains pending. A report by the Miami New Times details a federal lawsuit filed against Floyd Mayweather Jr. and his company, the Money Team, by Miami jeweler Leonard Snow. The complaint, submitted in Miami federal court on August 23rd, alleges violations of the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO, along with claims of fraud, civil conspiracy, breach of contract, unjust enrichment, and civil theft. Rapper Tyga, born Michael Ray Stevenson, is also named in the suit, accused of failing to pay for a Rolex watch. According to the filing, Snow claims the dispute stems from meetings held in late June 2021 at the Fontainebleau Miami Beach, where he says he sold Mayweather multiple luxury timepieces and jewelry items. The merchandise allegedly included a yellow gold Audemars Piguet, 2 watches from Richard Mille, a Patek Philippe timepiece, and a rose gold Rolex Date-8 model, as well as a diamond ring and diamond necklace. Snow alleges he received approximately $267,000 in 2 initial payments before Mayweather departed Miami, but claims the remaining balance was never paid. The lawsuit further states that members of Mayweather's team requested that Snow surrender his phone during meetings for privacy reasons. However, Snow contends he retained a second device to document the items delivered and the cash exchanged for the deposits. The case is ongoing, and the allegations have not been proven in court.
Son of a bitch. I don't think there's much more to say than that.
Sixth Division World Champion Oscar De La Hoya has never been known for staying quiet, especially when it comes to today's top fighters. In recent months, he has continued his public back and forth with Canelo Alvarez, using his recurring online segments to take pointed shots at his former star. In his latest round of criticism, De La Hoya expanded his aim beyond Alvarez. He also called out Edgar Berlanga and Devin Haney, adding more fuel to ongoing tensions within the boxing world. While his long-running dispute with Alvarez remains the most publicized, De La Hoya has recently zeroed in on Berlanga, who is scheduled to challenge Alvarez in the coming weeks. In a sarcastic jab intended to stir controversy, De La Hoya quipped that he felt more Puerto Rican than Berlanga, referencing the years he spent living there. The remark appeared to mock Berlanga's confidence that Puerto Rico is fully behind him ahead of the high-profile bout. As usual, the comments have added another layer of drama to an already heated build-up.
But don't tell me you're another lame who is offended by the truth. Come on, bro. In other news, Devin Haney had his comeback fight last week.
In a recent video, Oscar De La Hoya claimed that Edgar Berlanga should not be considered Puerto Rican, emphasizing that the undefeated fighter is a New Yorker. The remark appeared to amuse De La Hoya and quickly drew attention online. Berlanga responded on social media, referencing a meeting De La Hoya reportedly arranged the previous year in an attempt to sign him. True to his outspoken style, De La Hoya later responded with a comeback of his own. While he did not directly dispute Berlanga's original statements, he doubled down on questioning the fighter's Puerto Rican identity, saying, "Edgar Berlanga, I called you out for not being Puerto Rican. I simply spoke the facts." The exchange adds another layer to the growing tension between the veteran promoter and the younger generation of fighters, keeping fans engaged ahead of upcoming bouts.
Orange County State Fair! I don't know if you've seen the full video, but Devin throws a punch at a civilian, all while standing in front of the Ferris wheel.
In the same video, Edgar Berlanga fired back at Oscar De La Hoya, mocking him for posting a 14-year-old photo that had already circulated widely online. Berlanga sarcastically suggested that if De La Hoya wanted proof of Puerto Rican heritage, he could have shared his birth certificate, implying that the promoter was overreacting. De La Hoya then shifted his attention to Devin Haney, a fighter he has recently targeted. He commented on the fallout following Haney's match against Ryan Garcia, which had been overturned to a no contest, and referenced the surrounding controversy. De La Hoya also poked fun at a viral clip showing the former undisputed lightweight champion in an altercation at a fairground. The video concluded with De La Hoya returning to his familiar jab at Canelo Alvarez, maintaining the ongoing feud and keeping fans anticipating his next move.
He missed! Bro, your dream has officially turned into a fucking nightmare. And as always, the most important topic of every week.
In other news, Devin Haney returned to the ring last week during an event at the Orange County State Fair. A video from the event quickly went viral, showing Haney throwing a punch at a bystander in front of the Ferris wheel, only to miss. Observers quickly noted that the clip seemed more chaotic than competitive, prompting social media commentary that his comeback may not have gone as planned. Haney reportedly taunted the light welterweight champion in the footage before shifting his focus to calling out Canelo Alvarez, continuing the ongoing build-up in the super middleweight division. Meanwhile, commentary around flashy lifestyles and boxing has extended beyond De La Hoya. Recently, several analysts and former fighters have also remarked on Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s high-profile spending, keeping the conversation about his offering activities alive alongside the weekly fight news.
I think that Mayweather was unquestionably one of the best ever. But I don't know. I mean, it's difficult to say he's not a true fighter because he fought everybody he could have his year.
Despite earning an extraordinary amount over a professional boxing career spanning more than 2 decades, there have been ongoing stories suggesting that Floyd Mayweather hasn't always been the wisest with his finances, even leading up to his massive 2017 fight against Conor McGregor. The Irish fighter hinted that Mayweather, the undefeated former world champion, might have faced tax problems, despite being the wealthiest boxer in history. Since retiring from professional boxing, questions about Mayweather's fortune have persisted. In a recent interview with GRM Daily, promoter Eddie Hearn expressed skepticism about the exact size of Mayweather's wealth. Hearn remarked that he doesn't believe the 50-0 champion has as much money as he claims. While he acknowledged that Mayweather likely doesn't need more money, he pointed out that maintaining such a lavish lifestyle requires significant spending.
Money made all day. You know, right here, a light million. Over there, counting up another million.
In response, Floyd Mayweather took to Instagram with a new video, where he showcased his wealth more openly than usual. The post seemed aimed at addressing Eddie Hearn's comments directly, essentially refuting Hearn's claims and demonstrating that his fortune is very much real.
But he had a different kind of skill set, you know. He was very much hit and don't get hit, which is the art of boxing.
In the video, Mayweather was shown receiving a check, and he deliberately announced the amount on camera, saying something along the lines of, "You know what? It's the one and only Floyd Money Mayweather, CEO of Zeus. I appreciate you. Always doing great business. That's 6 Z's. Pretty solid, I'd say. Thanks." Earlier, during one of Mayweather's exhibition matches, promoter Eddie Hearn had criticized the bout between Mayweather and YouTuber Logan Paul, calling it the biggest joke I've ever seen, and admitting that he felt uneasy promoting a YouTube fight.
Somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000. Something like that, if that.
I believe so.
We've had some bad ones. But I've seen a map. Someone posted a map yesterday. I mean, I don't know anyone that even knows Floyd Mayweather is fighting.
The boxing promoter expressed shock at how poorly Floyd Mayweather appeared against Logan Paul and was surprised by the large number of empty seats in Miami. Contrary to expectations, Mayweather went the full 8 rounds in his exhibition match with the YouTube star. The fight, which took place last month in Miami, Florida, was highly publicized and profitable. In the end, no official winner was declared, as Logan Paul managed to last the entire 3 8-minute rounds.
Sell out the O2 Arena with Floyd Mayweather, and they are going to do a couple of 100,000 buys on pay-per-view. It's either going to get cancelled.
The announcement of the fight drew widespread skepticism and criticism from the boxing community. Eddie Hearn, who shares that sentiment, went so far as to call the decision to air the event a disgrace. He specifically criticized Sky Sports, his former broadcaster, before his multi-million-dollar move with Matchroom Boxing to the streaming platform DAZN for choosing to televise the Mayweather vs. Paul matchup.
Floyd Mayweather is fighting on Saturday. Who is putting the money up for these events? Like, I think that the Mayweather fights are so naff, to be honest with you. But I don't actually mind. Like, at least Aaron Chalmers will go out and he can box and he'll have a go. And
Eddie Hearn described the Floyd Mayweather vs. Logan Paul fight as the biggest joke he had ever witnessed. Speaking to TalkSport, he called it a disgrace that the bout was even televised. Hearn expressed concern that the spectacle could mislead younger viewers who might not fully appreciate Mayweather's legendary career and unmatched skills. Speaking to DAZN, he added that the fight never felt right to him personally, noting that it made Mayweather look worse than anyone else, even if the boxing star himself likely wasn't concerned.
Literally no one knows that is even happening. Someone has hired out the O2 Arena.
Hearn added that Mayweather looked quite terrible in the bout. He warned that young fans seeing Mayweather in the fight might come away with a misleading impression of his legendary status. While acknowledging that Logan Paul was clearly outmatched, Hearn described the fight as a bad look for the sport. He contrasted it with other celebrity boxing matchups, like Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley, where participants are taking the sport more seriously. Hearn himself has previous experience in celebrity boxing, having promoted the 2019 rematch between Paul and his online rival KSI.
They're going to sell out the O2 Arena with Floyd Mayweather, and they are going to do a couple of 100,000 buys on pay-per-view. It's either going to get cancelled.
While Hearn stopped short of outright criticizing the pay-per-view event, he was surprised by the low turnout in the arena. "I couldn't believe how few tickets were sold," he said. "I didn't stay up to watch live, but I checked Twitter in the night and saw the clips. It looked like hardly anyone was there. It was kind of shocking." Hearn acknowledged that the fight likely did well on pay-per-view, but the empty seats gave a different impression. For ongoing updates on boxing news, events, and highlights, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel and turning on notifications for the latest content.